My name's Adam Conrod. I'm here to address the entire bicycle community throughout HRM in Nova Scotia for that fact, and all the people who had came forward who had donated me money during a time of uncertainty. Because as of today, February 28th, I can officially say job accomplished when all you people that came forward donated your hard work and money when you didn't have to help me replace my mountain bike that was valued at $1,200 that was stolen while it was locked up at Scotia Square on October 30th, 2024. And I can tell you right now, it was a setback, but after all the determination, all the hard work, dedication from myself, the community, family, and friends, even from strangers, donations of funds they poured in. And I can tell you right now, as of today, Friday, February 28th, that my mountain bike that was stolen is now been officially replaced, and it's officially paid off. I am now in possession of my new bike. And I can tell you right now, it's the same model bike that was stolen from me, because I want to make it clear that we were not going to end on a sour note with that bike that we had when it got stolen. And the sad part was, on October 30th, the bike was locked up, and they still stole it. And all my friends, a lot of people out in the community has came forward with their support and dedication and hard work, donating money what they didn't have to donate. When they realized a person like myself needed that bike during hard times, it was a setback. Yes, it was. But I had a backup bike for the winter. But my bike that I normally use for the summer, which I worked my butt off to pay off before it got stolen, was stolen by two individuals. The Halifax police, Constable Zink, had contained the footage from Scotia Square shopping mall. And he had confirmed, he called me on the phone and said, Adam, there wasn't one individual, but there was two individuals, both men, approximately in their 30s. And he has stated there was no kids involved, there's no teenagers involved, because usually when you hear of a mountain bike being stolen, kids right off the bat, it's the first thing that comes to mind, young teenagers. But after I contacted the Scotia Square Security Mall the following day after my bike was stolen, I worked with the Scotia Square Security. I want to have the insurances of who these two individuals were. Can we identify them? Can we have some sort of footage of having an idea who we were? And I can tell you, we came very close of identifying the two individuals. They're still at large, and so is the stolen bicycle. I can tell you right now, the day when it was stolen, I contacted all pawn shops across Halifax, Dartmouth, Sackville, and Bedford. All bicycle shops were on the alert. All bicycle shops had a copy of the serial number, including the picture of what the bike looked like. And they were all on the watch for that bike. I did a search on Marketplace, on Facebook. And then I did a search on Kijiji, the internet. A place where dishonest people who like to sell items that doesn't rightfully belong to them would often take advantage of social media so they can sell stuff that's not entirely theirs and not be truthful to the buyer who's about to buy the items from them. I can tell you right now, their actions in my direction was a setback, but it didn't stop us. It did not stop me, and it didn't stop all you people who came forward to help me out during this time of uncertainty. The bike originally cost $1,200. $1,200 is not a lot of money, but it is for a bike. And I didn't know at the time that downtown Halifax was experiencing a great deal of bicycle theft problems. And I can tell you right now, with the hard work from the community and the people who had donated their money when they didn't have to help me pay off this bike, including the community councillor, David Hinsby himself, came out and pitched to help a hand, including Halifax Mayor Andy Fillmore. This bike theft of mine sparked a lot of anger between David Hinsby and Andy Fillmore because it happened right underneath their noses, right across the street from City Hall while they're conducting Halifax Regional Council. I understand that there's a lot of uncertainty out in our communities. There's a lot of poverty that's growing and getting stronger. And I also know that there's a lot of uncertainty in the direction of how our province and communities are going down. But by stealing items that does not belong to them, you're not helping their problem. You're making things worse. Well, you are adding to the problem, but you're causing a lot of grief. Some of those people who ride mountain bikes, well, over the years that I've been driving my mountain bike, one of the things I learned when I've been driving is there's more and more people getting access to mountain bikes because of the high cost of operating a vehicle, fuel, insurance, registration, maintenance, upkeep. It's okay to have it for downtown Halifax because it saves you a lot of money on the Halifax transit buses. You don't have to take it as much. You can save money because if you take a bus now, the bus fare is $3 a trip. You take it a couple times a day, it's just getting quite costly. So that's why I use my mountain bike. But I can tell you right now, as of today, Friday, February 28th, the bike that was stolen from me was officially, successfully replaced. And that's from all the hard, dedicated work from the community, my sponsors, for all the work what they had done. I owe them a personal thank you for it. And I can tell you, and you can rest assured, come June, your money will be refunded. You will be reimbursed. Every cent that you paid out, that you didn't have to pay out, but you decided to help out, will be reimbursed. It's just the way I am. But I'm just going to say is, I owe a great deal of gratitude, thank you, and respect to the sponsors, the people out in the community who stood by my side during this time of uncertainty, in a time of grief. Like I said, some people, a bicycle, mountain bike, is their way of life because they can't drive a car, can't afford to take a bus all the time. So that bike there's a big money changer. And I also got to mention the bicycle shop that worked with me so I can access the bike once again. Long Alley Bicycle Shop at 6164 Quimp Hill Road. The staff worked with me day in and day out to make sure that my bike was successfully restored and ready to go when I needed it come spring. The bicycle was replaced. It's good to go. And now we're just waiting for the spring weather to arrive. And once that arrives, we're back on the road once again. But in the meantime, we have a backup bike that gets me around for the winter. I can tell you right now, if it wasn't for those great people who donated their time, money, and effort to help me replace something that was stolen from me, would not have been replaced today. It's fact that I still be paying off this bike if it wasn't for you, the people out in the community, and the people around me who helped to restore my stolen bicycle. It was a long road, but the old saying I often say, when you're going down a long road, sooner you start, the sooner you arrive at your destination. And I can tell you right now, we had officially arrived at our destination today on February 28th. And I got to say, a mission accomplished, well done, and a big thank you to all the people in the community, including Councillor David Hinsby, who worked with me quite a bit, exchanging emails with police reports and on so forth about bicycles that was recovered from the Halifax police. And I'll give you guys a tip out in the bicycle community right now who's listening. One of the places where the Halifax police had recovered stolen mountain bikes was from Dartmouth, right underneath the McDonald Bridge. So if all you people watching this video in the Halifax, Dartmouth area had a mountain bike stolen from you, you may want to check with the Halifax police, see if they have it, see how you can get their information, emails, how you can be notified if your bike may be in the Halifax police possession. I had an email from the mayor's office, Mayor Andy Fillmore. His office staff is working with me to help me relocate my stolen bike. As luck would have it, the same model bike that I had, a silver Scots bike, was recovered. So I handed the dispatch my serial number to my bike. It was off by 2 numbers. As luck would have it. Only me would have luck like that. But I haven't lost faith. Now the question is, if I find my old bike, what do I do with it? What kind of shape is it in? Is it cut up? Is it no longer operational? Is it drivable? But I can tell you one thing, ever since October 30th, when that bike went stolen, I had not seen it in Halifax, Dartmouth, anywhere throughout HRM. I truly believe strongly that the bike is somewhere along the downtown Halifax area, somewhere along Gaudigan Street and Quimple Road. Why do I say that? Because when I was talking to the Halifax police officer, Constable Zink, he had told me when they had stolen my bike, they walked up Duke Street, up the hill on Duke Street. So it's only common sense. If I was going to steal a bike, where would I go with it, is what I asked myself. And I said, well, who in the name of God would steal a bicycle in the first place? Stop and think about that for a second. You must be a real low life, or somebody has nothing good to do, or you're really bored to do this, or you got some crackhead off the side. They got nothing to do. A mountain bike, an easy access for $100. You can buy their crack so they can get high for about 10 minutes, and then they're back in the ditch again with their addictions. But nevertheless, I haven't given up. And like the questions I said earlier in this video, if I find it, what do I do with it? While there was options that I had stated, if I find it, if it's in good drivable condition, I said to myself, I was going to ask the police officer. I said, officer, do you ride a mountain bike? If he says yes, I'll say, well, I'll tell you what kind of condition is it in? Is it drivable? Is it good? And if he says it is, I'll say, I'll tell you what. Why don't you keep it? If you like to drive a bike, why don't you fix it up and you keep it? If you don't, I'll take it back and I'll use it for a winter bike, a clunker, whatever. But the bottom line is, the main advice that I'm going to give all the people in the bicycle community in Halifax and Dartmouth, if you're going to lock your bike up anywheres in Halifax, Dartmouth, Sackville, Bedford, throughout HRM, my advice to you is lock your bike up in a well-populated area. Lock your bike up around an area where you're in clear view, clear visibility, where the security cameras can see your bike. So if somebody tries to steal your bike, or if they do, so the police can have a better, clear picture of the individuals who have tried to take your bike or have taken your bike. So they can be identified a lot easier, and it helps to get your bike back, and we can cut back on this serious threat with bike theft in Halifax. According to my city councillor, he had told me in the past, the Halifax police, when they had recovered stolen bikes, a lot of them came from the encampment shelters. It's sad, that's because somebody is poor, they're down on their luck. You would want to point the finger at them. But unfortunately, for them, we have to go where the police are, how they're finding all this information. And unfortunately, these encampment shelters happens to be the hot spot where all these stolen bikes seem to be coming from. But unfortunately, these people are going around stealing bikes, and where they're being found at these encampment shelters, it's giving a black eye to the people who live in these encampment shelters, who are compliant to the law, who are respected the community, and they're being very good on their goodwill. And these people that are stealing these bikes are giving these people who live in these encampment shelters, who are good people, a black eye, and a harder place for them to live in their tents till luck gets better for themselves. So I'm pleased to say that my bike was replaced. It was successfully paid off today. I worked with Long Alley Bicycle Shops at 6164 Quinpool Road. Great staff. Great owner. And I must return to that place again someday to make another purchase. Nice people. Very nice people. But anyways, my name's Adam Conrod. I want to do this podcast to thank the people who donated their money when they didn't have to, for me to help me replace my bike. Councillor David Hinsby, who helped me track down my stolen bike. Try to get the emails to see if it was it. David Hinsby was working like a dog to make that happen. He even helped make a payment to help me pay off my bike. And like I said earlier in this podcast, every person who had donated money to help me pay off my bike will be reimbursed if they would like their money back. So, anyways, my name's Adam Conrod. So, all you people that donated me money in the month of June, you will see your money being reimbursed if you would like it back. But anyways, thank you for watching.